Greetings and thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I'm playing around with the angles just a little bit so we can get this reading on this morning. For the most part, you won't see my face. We'll be seeing the cards here for the reading. But I just wanted to say special good morning, thanks, and prayer of blessings, healing to many of us who are dealing and mourning the loss of loved ones. So as we go into the reading, this was the spread last night. It's a 16 card spread that started out with threes and threes to make nine. I'm going to go from the base so you can see here the female issue, which is the archetype of the divine feminine, the Mary, the Magdalene, the high priestess, and the high priest, Oshala, Obathala, or as above, so below. The God, Father, male type principle and feminine principles are now working together in the divine union for the great work that we must do. In our higher self, we see Oya, the goddess of wind, or Ayansa, or Yansa, peace and love, peace and love. And we see here the great battle against great evil being defeated as the men, 6 men with fire torches, rescues the damsel in distress. Again, wearing Oya, she was fighting our battles. The great beast has been contained in a net and is going towards the village to celebrate while we heal. As we can see here, also a similar synchronization where the 7 of fire and the 6 of fire shows that the man defends himself with a shield of truth and achieve the 4 of earth, which is standing on the mountaintop on 4 coins, 4 principles, 4 pillars, 4 cardinal directions of the earth, east, west, north, south, and what you face as far as the sacred alignment with power, wisdom, fire, and water, the elements of creation. Here we see the 6 of the earth, the farmer, the man taking care of his provisions. He feeds his goat and his oxen equally, knowing the value of both of them, just as yin and yang, the necessity of toil and labor to achieve greatness. Message from the earth, which is the gnome, the genomic principles. As you can see, treasure, pot of gold, new growth, new trees, nutriment. Then here we see the person who dares to be different and accused for what he believes in. Barbarians at the gate. Beliefs, system, or truths cannot be stifled based on them being what you call divergent or uncomfortable for your morals or accustomed way of viewing things. You see the 10 of water, which shows that the water element, the fish, must learn ecos and balance with his aquatic environment and also his aerial environment. You breathe air, which is gaseous water. You live in water, which is liquid air. Pretty much the finer or the coarser elements or stages of each other, but still the same thing. So you've stayed the course, just like Yeshua and many others in the indigenous diaspora. We have been told that slavery was over, yet we are still enslaved in the minds, and we are now dealing with breaking those strongholds or those mental bridge constructs. Here we've got the message 2 of air and a message again from the air. Perfect pairing, yin and yang, life and death, balance. The lighter and the darker, the fair element or the fire element. Here we come back to the water.
What construction name? Pangol, what is it? Down at the beach?
Oh, the gazebo.
Gazebo.
Here we have the 4 of water, which is the great fish that has learned how to completely encase itself to survive great droughts and re-emerge itself with being able to live on land. And when it rains again, it comes out of that encasing shell to be free and to live again in its aquatic environment. These fish can live completely isolated in a case of their own making out of clay for up to 4 or 5 years without having to see the sea. Great droughts, they'll know how to survive. That's the same mummification process. The 8 of air reminds you that here is a cage, an impossible situation. Why does the cage bird sing in a cage when it should be free? You are trapped in your musical scale, weighing yourself based on your own vibration and not finding ways to tap into your own inner creativity. Again, the message from the fairies and sylphs, the elements of the air, they're with us, they're here. The man upside down, which you can see, learning the five positions, which east, west, north, and south, there's still that center point in you. Naked you enter the world, naked you must return. You have to bear your all, bear your truth, and live in balance with the true essence of why you became embodied as a soul. Today's reading is most profound because it's where we are as a state of consciousness in the collective. The things that we were taught to despise and reject now becoming the chief cornerstone. The things that were once considered demonic, pagan, and African, indigenous, less than, vilified and persecuted, now you're realizing that these are the same ancient principles of the Ancient of Days, the Buddha, the Bodhisattva, the black and golden ones, the approved ones, the Alkebulans, many, many names for the same thing that which we are, but still we are. So those who have simply failed to understand the nature of what was entrusted in Alkebulan, you're being reminded now, it is not what you think. It is not a democracy. If you are here in skin, you took a part of Africa in you, and you are now being held accountable to pay for the vibratory sequence of what is embedded in Africans. So, to the people of the lesser deities or demigods or the lower pantheons that came after the land of the black, the land of the jewels of Yah, or the people who were considered the crown of Nebuchadnezzar, let it be told the foot of iron and clay. Iron is a derivative of clay, but the clay, the earth, is the first principle, and again, grounded by the sign of Taurus, the bull. So, time to buy your bullshit because we're breaking that paradigm. The bull has been turned around, grabbing the bull by the horns. That's what these retrogrades have shown you. Those of you who now think that you are going to vilify and single someone out for daring to be different, I'm letting you know now, you are already bound, you're already defeated. And if you come against God people, you come against God itself. If you come against the earth guardians, you come against the earth itself. If you come against the living word of God, you are bringing what you call yourself the walking dead. So this is just a strong and a stern warning, an ideation so firmly being anchored and grounded into the core of your planet this day. Choose ye therefore from this moment on who you will serve. If it be God, let it be God. If it's Mammon, let it be Mammon. But understand, we are going to bury you. You are going to die because you believe in a dead principle. We believe in a living, true spirit of God that surpasses human understanding. You believe in a dead man on a cross, that you can drink his blood and wash in his blood, and that he's white, which was a mistaken ideation. Go read in the book of Daniel. It says for 2,300 days you would be bamboozled, led to worship a false god, a false host, giving your offerings and your sacrifice, your energy to the false Roman patriarchal dynamic system where there's no mama. So unless you know somewhere where there's a man that can push a baby outside of some other parts of his anatomy, then your whole religious principle based on the white patriarchal dynamic is just pure bullshit. This is what the ancestors are showing you. It didn't work then, it's not going to work now. So unless you can see past the facades that had entrapped your mind and seek to start anew, renew in yourself, create in you a clean spirit, a renewed mind, a renewed heart, purify yourself so that the Spirit of God can lay resident in you. That's a song y'all been singing. Create in you a clean heart, purify you so that the Spirit can dwell there. The Spirit is not going to dwell in an unclean vessel because you're still thinking the same thought forms that entrapped all of your ancestors to this point where you're now seeing Psalms 82 verse 6. Did we not tell you you were God's children and descendants of the Most High, the Supreme Creator? If anything told you otherwise, then that is a false religion. Choose now. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Thank you. That's the reading. It jumped out, it flickered out. You want to pay, you want to donate, you want to give time, energy, law of karma, law of free will, law of compensation. It's all love and light. It's all peace and joy. I'm going to love you whether you do it. I'm going to love you whether or not I have to do rites to bury you after the fact. That was the you came here to live, but I'm not going to let you kill anybody else just to prove your false religion. Do you understand? Thank you. 1010. Love you for who you are. Love yourself for what you are. Know yourself, heal thyself, and walk in your power as a true emanation of that which is pure love, pure light. The first commandment, thou shalt love. Learn how to start singing your true soul song. Connect with the soul song of this universe, and you'll see how easily your manifestations will be falling into alignment. Understand that everything in nature, everything pulses, everything sings, everything raises their vibration, their frequencies, and this is how they bring life, love, and magic into worlds. You were here from the foundation before time. What makes you think that part of you would not have endured to be reincarnated now, to be reintegrated now? 1111. Now you're here. Now you